session. Okay, I started too early. Sorry about that, guys. Again, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another meeting of the Inkster City Council orientation session. The time is now 6:03 on February the 1st. Well, welcome, everybody. All right, so we'll just jump right on into it. City Council, we're going to go down through the agenda for today. If you see any changes or any additions that we need to add, we know that for presentations, we're going to be adding Will Miller with an introduction of the new Housing Commission, Housing Commissioner, the new director for the Housing Commission. Is that correct, Felicia?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
All right.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
also under presentations, Representative Jones wanted to present a tribute tonight.
Awesome. We'll definitely do that. Will Jones tribute.
And I actually sent a picture of the tribute to Troy, so at that time we can screen share it for the public to see.
Perfect. All right, so we'll be making those additions. Any other additions to the agenda?
Mr. Mayor,
Please go ahead.
I sent out an email earlier, so I'd like to add an item under new business to amend the City Council 2020 meeting dates for the July 5th meeting specifically, to amend it to July 6th, because on the 5th, the 4th of July will be observed.
Yeah, Monday the 4th, that's correct. All right. I'm fine with that, so that'll be item N. That pleases this body. Everybody okay? Anybody object to that? You had that?
I'm good with it.
All right. Well, we're going to add that on and we're going to keep it moving. All right. Thank you, City Clerk. Any others? All right, going down the list, item A and new business. Yes, go ahead, Councilman Shaw.
I don't know if I'm a little late, but on page 3 of the agenda, I don't know if that was correct for item B. I mean, item D for the gas station. I'm pretty sure. Well, I might be wrong, but I know Councilwoman Washington didn't vote yay for that.
No, that's correct. I've changed it already. I was gonna say that once we got down to the consent agenda, but it has been changed. So
Okay.
Wiley was a yay and Washington was a nay.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
All right, perfect. Was it any others that you had needed to correct, Ms. Rutledge?
No, I think that was it.
Okay.
That's all I saw.
Okay. All right, perfect. Then moving right along, any discussion on item A under new business? Any questions, comments, or concerns? We do have Tracy Ann Jennings is here. And I believe also too, Mrs. Taylor is on the line as well. So if you have any questions.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
I just have a question for it probably would be umbrella probably for all of them. Now, I know that we talked about at the last meeting about the comps being in proper line with what the market is going for, because I know that there is a boom in the housing market, and I'm sure that the land is as well. So are we pretty much in line with what we want to charge with the comps there?
That's a good question. Tracy?
Good evening, Councilman. These land sales that I am currently pushing are land sales that had been applications that had been made months ago, and the prices quoted were the prices that were made or through our program at the time of the application. So these specific lots haven't been assessed at like fair market value. I know that had been the desire of the council moving forward. I'm just working retroactively right now.
How many of those you think we have coming up, Ms. Jennings? Because I know you're trying to catch up. How many of those you think?
Oh,
you have?
there are quite a few. There are at least 20 sales.
Hmm. Okay. So these particular land sales as it relates to the parcels, this is based off of what we've done in the past as it relates to the $500 or $1,000 in some instances, as I see in here. Looking at 2 vacant lots for 2,000. Look like 1,000 a piece in this one.
That is correct.
Okay, so that's actually above the actual price for what we've been asking for.
That is correct as well.
So Councilman Shaw, to answer your question, I think that it would, for us moving forward, if we got anything new coming in, working with the assessor, and working, of course, with our, with the city realtor, Stephanie Taylor and Mrs. Bishop, that we have them do that market analysis study so you can actually see it as it relates to the comps.
Yeah,
For
that's
new folks.
for new
Yeah.
business, right? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Now also, what I didn't see the actual tax assessment on these properties. That what the city will be receiving from off these properties.
Have we done that in the past?
No.
Typically have tax, what's the name, attached to all the properties that we've done?
In the land sales that I have processed, I have not had that information, haven't received it or provided it previously.
Yeah, so what we can do then, Councilman Shaw, is that we can go back and then I think it'll just be, so basically with the process, and I'm gonna have the assessor actually come on to a meeting one day and actually do a presentation for me, for all of us. Just because what happens is once the land is sold, then of course, we have to do the title, clearance, deeds, transfers, and then the county actually uploads to their website pretty much like what the taxes will be. So we'll make sure that we get that information back to you if that's something that you want to know about these particular parcels.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, because what brought that question about is that when I'm seeing the years, just say for instance on page 48, just for an example, it gave like 68, 30 or something like that. I can barely see it, but I didn't know if that was what the taxes was paid on that land, and back in, I think it was 2016. Just to give you an example, I don't know if that's accurate or not, but just looking at it, it's hard to tell.
Gotcha. Like the 60, I see what you're saying, in year 2016, and then all the way over to the end where it actually says $66.51.
Right. So I didn't know if that was, actual taxes paid during that time for that, particular piece of property.
That's a good question. We can definitely ask, but I know city-owned property has been owned quite some time now, and we haven't been collecting any taxes on it.
Right. I know. So that's what brought the question about, because I didn't know if this information was trying to provide that or, this was something else. But that's all I have.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead, Councilman Chisholm.
to Councilman Shaw's question, I can't recall if that particular information was included, or if it was more so just questions that always got asked that the special projects director had to go through, which was see if the applicants' taxes were paid up, or if they had any taxes on to the city, see if the water bills were caught up, and then if they had any other projects, to see if they were up to date or up to par, if you will. I do remember all those questions being asked every single time. I'm not sure about, I just can't recall if the other information that he's talking about was included.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense too, though. I'm with you. I'm with you, Councilman Chisholm. I think just to add that extra layer that Councilman Shaw is talking about for us too, just for us to know if it's possible. I think that we can do that. And I see our realtor, she has her hand raised. Councilman Chisholm, can you allow her to speak? 8526.
Wait on her to accept.
State your
Hi,
name,
good evening.
please.
Hi, this is Stephanie Taylor. Good evening, Councilor and Mayor. I hope you guys are safe. I just wanted to add to that, no assessment amount, the amount that you will get as far as from the assessment pricing or what you would get for taxes, no, that has never been included. However, because it's priced at zero, because the city owned, once it changed hands, the city assessor then do a reassessment based on current. And then they give them a tax bill and tell them what it's going to be. A lot of times buyers would call the assessor office to ask, what would my taxes be if I buy this? But right now, when you look online, it's assessed at zero because the city owns it. And that's the same way with the county, and that'd be the same way with the land banks. And a lot of them are still at the $250,000, $500,000, and $1,000 price range from the counties and the city selling lots. And the only market that's much larger is the regular general public sales of real estate based on the regular market. But when counties and cities, they got different pricing, and an assessor would have to really go through and let you guys know what that is.
Any questions for Ms. Taylor? Thank you, Ms. Taylor.
Honorable Mayor,
Yes, please.
my apologies. I can't figure out how to raise my hand on here, but to Councilman Chisholm's point, though, I did want to add that I did do due diligence as it relates to other projects or outstanding monies owed by each applicant, and had intended to provide that information because that I do have that information for each applicant.
Yeah, that's in here, you know, when you talk about the good standing and what have you of the applicant. I see that in the packets that we get. Now, but my other question would be, if you can explain to me what is the Wayne County's public record? It says full detailed report. So what is that trying to tell me?
I will defer to Ms. Taylor with that.
Okay, we got Stephanie still there.
Okay, I didn't know if that was her or not. Okay.
That was Tracy. Yeah, Stephanie's back in now. Steve, she got her hand back raised again.
The public relations report that we attach to it is because Wayne County, it comes from Wayne County. We always want you guys know the legal description, what street they call the property, because, you know, downtown and registered deeds, that's where all the deeds, and it give you a little history. So even though the city doesn't require it, we always like to add that to our packet. On that report, it should have at the top a legal description. It should have parcel ID numbers. It should have lot sizes. It should give you a history of maybe the past, if a person was paying taxes, what their tax amount would be, when it changed to zero, when it transferred to the city hand, who owned it prior, who own it now. We just thought maybe that would be a great idea to add that to the package so you guys have a little bit more information on it. And if anybody want to call me direct, if you have any questions regarding it or for me to help you understand it clear, please do 313-478-8526. You can call me anytime. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any other questions for Ms. Taylor while we still have her? Okay, next, is it any more questions on item A? Okay, item B. Any questions, discussions, comments on item B? Item C, item D, and item E. And we added a new item, item F. Any discussion on item F as it relates to item F, the change of date from the council meeting from July the 5th to July the 6th, Tuesday, July the 6th, to recognize the holiday. All right, so we do have a couple of additions as it relates to the agenda for presentations, and see if our Mayor Pro Tem has been able to join us as of yet.
Mr. Mayor, she's about to get on right now.
All right, perfect. All right. Okay, let's see here. All right, I'm trying to wait for Mayor Pro Tem Howard to get in. Almost, did she call you, Felicia, and say she was coming in, or Steve?
Yeah, she did. And Troy is
Okay.
he's getting her in right now.
Okay. Because we do have a couple of closed session items. So I wanted to make sure we got her on the line. Okay. We're going to wait a few more minutes. And then we're going to go into closed session. So, hey, Troy, I'm noticing that when people are coming in, they're coming in and they're not on mute. Is that a reason why? People are coming into the meeting.
I'm not sure. I'm checking my settings now to make sure, but I'm also trying to simultaneously mute them at the same time.
Gotcha. All right, so Councilman Chisholm, if you could, too, both of us will be on top of any of the hosts. Be on top of that. These folks are coming in. Thank you. She having some technical difficulty? Oh, okay. Okay, guys. David.
Yes, sir.
I know we had one item. I do have Chief Hubbard here is on the line as it relates to personnel that I wanted to discuss. And he's okay with going into closed session. So we have Chief Hubbard on the line. What else did you have for us?
We had four other matters that needed to be discussed in closed session. Litigation, which is the Sanders-Clark versus Abdullah case, the Blackwell versus Inkster case, the Megan case versus Inkster, and the Sweet Bee Incorporated case.
All right, perfect then. All right then, so let's go into closed session. And then we'll hopefully the Mayor Pro Tem, we can just get her right into closed session. Okay, Troy, so just be looking out and then just shoot her right into closed session. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Wiley,
Present.
this is for, to go into closed session.
Okay, I'll be present for that too.
Okay, Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Howard is trying to get on. So Mayor, we have 5 yays.
All right, motion carries. We're gonna go into closed session for the general public. I'm gonna try to be out by 7 o'clock so we can start the meeting on time. So just bear with us. We'll be moving right along. So thank you. Troy, we're in your hands.
inoculations or new injections in order to preserve the short supply it'll probably be a combination of both for first-time vaccinations. Vaccinations for the over 65 group are currently being handled by the hospital health systems. All require the signups on those facilities, those
All right, I think we got everybody back in. Let's see. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another meeting of the Inkster City Council. Today is February the 1st, 2021, and the time is 7:18. If you all would, please stand with me and rise and pledge allegiance to the flag. All right, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, prayer, please, Pastor Wimberly.
All right, let us pray. Father God, we come to you today, Lord, and we just lift up this mighty city of Inkster, Father God. We thank you, Lord, for another day to conduct business. I pray, Lord, that as the meeting is taking place today, I pray that things will be done decent and in order, Father God. We thank you for these men and women that you have selected to represent our city, Father God. So I pray that you'll continue to give them the wisdom, give them everything they need so that they will be successful to make our city even greater. Father God, we love you and we truly thank you. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Wimberly. Roll call, please.
Mayor Wimberly,
Here at City Hall, City of Inkster.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Here at Inkster in my home.
Councilwoman Wiley,
I'm present at my home in Wayne County, Inkster, Michigan.
Councilman Williams,
Here at my home, Inkster, Michigan, Wayne County.
Councilwoman Washington,
Here remotely in my home in the city of Inkster.
Councilman Shaw,
Here in Inkster, Michigan.
and Councilman Chisholm.
Here remotely in my home, Inkster, Michigan, County Wayne.
Mayor, we have 7 present tonight, and we do have a quorum.
All right, moving right along, approval of the agenda with the additions.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Support.
Discussion as it relates to agenda. All right, hearing none, roll call, please. You're on mute, City Clerk.
I'm sorry. Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Wiley,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
and Councilmember Shaw.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yeas.
All right, motion carries. All right, moving right into the agenda presentations is the president for Inkster Housing Commission on the line, Will Miller. And if you are, Will, give him instructions to be able to get in, recognize there. Councilman Chisholm, please.
Well, his thumb is up.
All right, good then. Come on up. Here he is. Good. Let's get your video up and all that good stuff.
He got his thumb up.
Yep, we see you. Okay, we got, hey, we see Representative Jones jumped in there. Let's see here. Let's
Will's unmuted. He just needs to start speaking.
Yeah, I'm working on it, man. Good evening to everybody. I appreciate it. And let me go ahead and put some video on here too so everybody can see me. Oh, it's kind of dark. Here, hang on 1 second. Let me turn on some light here.
Commissioner Anderson is with us tonight too, Mayor.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. Wayne County Commissioner Glenn Anderson is in the audience tonight. If you want to address his body as well, you can definitely come on up to the platform. Glad to have you with us. All right, President Miller, it's on you.
All right. Good evening to everybody. Good evening to Mayor, Council, and community. My name is Will Miller. I am a commissioner and current board chair for the Inkster Housing Commission. We really appreciate everybody allowing us to address the body tonight. We want to give you a quick update on what's going on with the leadership positions with Inkster Housing Commission. As you all know, we did sever ties with the previous director some time back. In the meantime, we have been on a search for a new director. As of now, we have found one. That director is going to be starting next Monday. Okay, somebody had, okay. So I want to give I think I'm set as an administrator, so this is allowing me to admit people.
Don't do that. Just continue.
I will not, but like it's giving me the options to. Okay, I'll just keep it moving though. So we wanted to give you opportunity to meet the new director this evening. But before I bring him on, he is here with us this evening. I did want to publicly address the work that our current director has done in the time frame that she's been in position. As many of you know, Tamika Sutton was our acting director. After about 3 weeks on the job, she took the role that we kind of thrust her into after the commission did what we did with the director. So in her time there, she's done a phenomenal job, and I wanted to make sure that she was recognized for that, for some of the things she's done. I had to write them down because as I started going over, there was quite a few. And once she took the job, she moved from asset director to executive director. She's helped change the culture of the building. She's worked with several of the employees over there. She's hired and brought in a bunch of true professionals. I mean, great people in accounting and human resources. She's trained staff, mentored staff, started getting people promoted in place internally instead of us having to go out to get people. Let's see, she's helped us fix our relationship with the HUD field office, and she helped clear up a long-standing labor dispute that we've been dealing with for quite a while. She went and got that closed up. So I really appreciate the work she's done. Our board truly appreciated what she's done. She says she's going to stay on as our back in her role as asset manager. So director of asset management. So we really appreciate it. We're building a really good team. So I'm glad to see it. That all being said, we did do a national search. We had some people from the Philadelphia area, Baltimore area, locally around here, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Cleveland, a couple folks here, and an internal candidate for the role. We did settle on Mr. Aaron Cooper is going to now be our new director. He's coming from the Cuyahoga Housing Authority in Cleveland, Ohio. So he's here now. I'd like to go ahead and give him an opportunity to introduce himself to everybody. So, Mr. Cooper, if you would.
Just out of curiosity, I'm not sure if he's named as himself or if
it should say Aaron Cooper in there. I saw him earlier.
Yeah, he's actually off mute now. You just need some video if you got it, Aaron.
Got it?
Yeah, we can hear you. We just can't see you.
Can you see me?
There you are.
Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I just want to first always want to thank Chairman Miller and thank the Board of Commissioners for their confidence in allowing me to lead the staff here in Inkster. I really look forward to it. I see a community with my 15 years in housing. I really believe that with the staff, because truly it's the staff that does the work, myself as the coach, if you will, that we can be really successful. So I want to thank you, Chairman, and thank the board. I think I've seen Ms. Brock on the call as well, or on the Zoom as well. So thank you very much. Mayor, I want to thank you and your administration. I appreciate you the other day for allowing me to meet with you. I really look forward to working with you and your administration. You know, the housing authority is a part of the community everywhere I've been, from Cleveland, which is one of the largest housing authorities in the nation, one of the oldest and most distressed housing authorities in the nation, from Toledo, which is not too far from Inkster. So I worked at several locations, and in each one, you know, you're only successful in working in collaborations. So Mayor, I really look forward to working with you and your administration. And lastly, I just always want to thank the residents. If there's any residents on the call, you know, the residents really make the housing authority. The staff are just tasked with running the administration, but the residents are who we work for. So I really look forward to serving and meeting with the residents. It's one of the first things I have on my agenda that I presented in my interview. So, you know, I'm just really excited. And again, just want to thank the residents in advance. Again, it's truly a collaboration. You know, we just carry out the things that HUD wants us to carry out, but really we do it for the residents. So I really look forward to that.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
And we thank you. We look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
All right. Great job, commissioners. I saw Commissioner Stroman on, along with Commissioner Brock as well. So of course, you know, our other two commissioners are Moore and you know, I say he always has two names, but Will, you Commissioner Wheeler. So yeah, so we thank you all for the work that you're doing and the direction that you're headed in. We know it's the right direction. So we look forward. And Tamika Sutton I'm glad you guys are keeping her on. She's a godsend. She's super awesome. So that's great. The team is definitely getting stronger.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did have one other thing for the council and mayor. On February 19th, I need you guys to look out for invites. We plan on doing a very COVID aware, small rolling visit of the Envision Center now that we've got a lot of that work done over there for the folks to come see. So it's going to be invite only. We're just going to give you a bottle of water. We was going to have a little spread, but we got to keep it moving. We're on a COVID problem. So we're going to open the building up, have everybody come out and take a look and see where we have a spot to do some work, some good put some programs together for our community. So like I said, look out for the invites. They'll be coming and we appreciate it. Thank you so much for letting us work.
All right, thank you so much. And again, Aaron, welcome. All right, moving right along, our distinguished gentleman, our representative, Joel Jones. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Greetings, family and friends. Joel Jones here. I'm calling from my home in the great, wonderful city of Inkster, Michigan. Tonight, we actually have a tribute presentation that we are giving to one of our distinguished servants here in the city of Inkster and beyond. Before I get to it, I do want to go ahead and let you all know that we did just join in support with some of my fellow colleagues in the House today to call for the federal representatives to stop holding hostage this $5 billion that we have with this federal stimulus that we are planning on and hoping that they vote for. Just to give you a heads up about what is actually inside of this appropriations bill. Not only does it extend the unemployment from 20 to 26 weeks, but this is the exact dollar breakdown that I'll share with you right now from the bill that we're hoping that the House Republicans will go ahead and release. There's $90 million for vaccine distribution throughout Michigan. Right now, Wayne County is really struggling to get most of this stuff out, just to let you know. There'll also be $575 million to expand COVID testing, tracing, and lab capacity. There'll be $2.1 billion in food assistance, $660 million to help with rental assistance and winter utility bills, $2 billion for Michigan schools, as well as $270 million for small business relief. We know also that with a lot of these grants and loans that were going out, there has been a lot of ambiguity with it, but hopefully we can get these dollars to roll down from the federal level and that we can make it a more equitable distribution across the state. But to get on with the presentation for tonight, we have a wonderful, awesome public servant that I've been knowing for years since I've been getting involved in the city. And he has been doing a lot, not only in Inkster, but in some of our sister communities. And tonight, we just wanted to go ahead and offer him a tribute and say thank you for all of the work that he has done. We've partnered up to do different things like food distributions. He's came to the different giveaways that we did in the city. He's even a small business owner in partnership with his sisters. And he's really just grown to be a great friend and a brother, not only to myself, but as well as to many people that may be on this call today. And so at this particular point in time, I'm going to go ahead and pitch it over to Councilman Chisholm to go ahead and honor our distinguishable guest for this evening.
Absolutely. Thank you, Representative Jones. State of Michigan special tribute to Saif Al-Sanad. Let it be known that it is with great pleasure and to offer a message of thanks to Saif Al-Sanad upon his many contributions and efforts to the citizens of House District 11 and beyond. With the record that this generous man has compiled over the years, this is a most fitting symbol of excellence and an endeavor of great importance to every citizen, business, and institution in this state, provided for those who are in need. Most recently, SAFE can be accredited for organizing several food drives in the city of Inkster and Dearborn Heights. The existence of these food drives provided food and resources to thousands of families in the area. In the midst of food drives, he noted the need for personal protection equipment during the COVID-19 pandemic. He sought to distribute PPE in the Inkster Police Department and to all in need. In an effort to keep residents and police safe, he helped organize, manage, and build a COVID-19 Emergency Operations Center at the Inkster Police Department. In receiving this tribute, Saif Al-Sanad is being singled out for his efforts in several areas of providing for the community. We applaud the dedication he has consistently displayed, and we offer our thanks for the manner in which our communities benefit from. A quote by Coretta Scott King: "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members." In special tribute, therefore, this document is signed and dedicated to salute Saif Al-Sanad upon the great heights he continues to reach and surpass. May he long enjoy the health and happiness he has earned. This is signed by the State Representative Jewel Jones, 11th House District, the 101st Legislator at Lansing, Saturday, January 30th, 2021.
Thank you so much. I'm speechless. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and humbled to be to get this award from State Representative's office. Thank you so much, Council Mayor. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm just kind of speechless. I was caught off guard. Thank you.
You could blame that on Representative Jones, the way we went about doing this. I know you were like, why are they asking me to be on council meeting? Is something wrong?
That's what came out. I'm like, well, what did I do? But I want to thank State Representative Jewel Jones for not only being a friend, but a brother for these past several years. So thank you, State Rep. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Certainly, brother. Hey, keep up the wonderful work, man. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Give the family my love. Thank you, Mr.
so much.
Thank you, Council.
You stay right there. You stay right there, distinguished gentlemen.
I'm right.
You know, we got a couple of questions for you, but I just want to just extend the SAFE because SAFE actually works as an officer for the Inkster Police Department. So we you know, you just like family. So this is great. Thank you so much for your service. All right.
Thank you so much.
Rep Jones, just a quick question. You know, I heard you run down the monies. Any local monies for municipalities such as ours?
In terms of that, the $5 billion that'll be distributed, distributed. The local money, I want to say, will be coming down directly as allotments towards cities directly. But in terms of businesses that can prosper inside of our communities, or if we can possibly get to help out with some of our residents with different bills, or even the folks that are still on unemployment and receiving those $10 amounts, I would say that's where we really see the dividends paying off. But I have not seen any direct payouts to actual municipalities in terms of that particular bill. There are some things that we're working on here in the actual state that we're trying to get done. We're actually starting. I just got off a committee call with some of my colleagues with some of the vice chairs. We're getting the stuff. Our committee started up this week. So depending on what transpires this week in our committees, especially not only the policy committees, but the appropriation committees, we'll have a better idea of what dollars will be available here in the state for some of our local communities. I'll also be meeting with the county exec sometime soon to discuss what's happening in terms of the county, if we can figure out anything there. I'm sure you're already in contact with well. But in this particular appropriations bill coming from the feds, it's not any direct payouts to cities.
Okay. Any questions from the body? Rep. Jones, while we got him? Okay.
I just want to
You know, you always around. You always around, so it's not like you're not around. So.
Indeed.
Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate the service, man. Keep up the great work.
Likewise. Peace and love, man.
All right. And I did see our other distinguished gentleman, our Wayne County Commissioner on the line, Glenn Anderson. I don't know if you want to address the body at all, Glenn, but you can at this time if you like.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to give everyone a brief update. First of all, I wanted to mention that I want to express my appreciation for the help that I received from Councilman Chisholm in delivering, I believe it was 2,800 face masks down to the Housing Commission, and Commissioner Will Miller for helping distribute those to the housing facilities for the seniors in Inkster. And this past week, I delivered another 2,800 face masks to the health center, the Inkster Health Center there. And it was requested that we provide some there, and I was happy to do that and to try to help keep our citizens safe. One other thing that I wanted to mention is that my allocation to my local communities as a commissioner from the parks millage that's collected, Inkster will be receiving $5,263 for that. I also wanted to add my recognition to SAFE and Asanad and just congratulate him on receiving the award. I wasn't aware of it, but I will make sure to get something to him to let him know how much I personally appreciate it, what he's doing for the community. He's tireless. He's an incredible person. I've learned over the last 3 or 4 years, he's just tremendously invested in the community, and I truly appreciate that. I also wanted to give an update, a COVID update, if I could, real brief, is just to let everyone know that the county executive's office has decided to, because of the number of people that are in Wayne County, outside of Detroit, there's about 1 million citizens across Wayne County. And what we're doing, and I appreciate what they're trying to do, is try to make sure we have everyone involved in getting shots in the arms as those vaccines become plentiful enough to make sure that we have people and we have the system set up. The hospital systems around the greater metropolitan Detroit area, including Beaumont and Garden City Hospital, they're providing those shots, those vaccines, but everyone has to sign up on a portal, and they're providing those. The primary group is the 65 and older group. Those are, as everyone knows, the Pfizer vaccine was the first one to be out and to be put into use. But we've been directed, the county's been directed to shift to the Moderna because the Pfizer supply is not strong enough or not large enough to preserve enough supply for the second injection for those that had their first injection of Pfizer. And it's not recommended to mix the two vaccines. As I mentioned, vaccines for the over 65 group are currently handled by the hospital health systems. And all those are easily available you can review those on the county website. And I'll give you that website in just a moment. But they all require, all those organizations require signups on their medical portals. Meyer is also accepting signups. They can be done by phone, by text. And I know a number of people that have received those vaccines, their vaccines through Meyer. And it took some of them a little over a week, some of them a little longer than that. It depends on how early they signed up. When the supply improves sufficiently, vaccines should also be available through CVS, through Walgreens, and possibly even Walmart down the road. Wayne County's allocation just this week was doubled over 4,000 doses. So that's helping to get more people vaccinated. Currently, the Moderna vaccine is being given at Schoolcraft College, and they already have a setup there, and they started that a week or two ago. But it's only by appointment. You must have an appointment to get there and get the vaccines. They're still vaccinating first responders and others related to the medical profession, and they haven't moved to the next category yet. But there will be an announcement, and folks can check on the county website. Once again, they can check to find out exactly when the county will be moving to that next group. And the supply is expected to improve further when the two other vaccines are approved at the federal level and when they become available. And I know our new president is already pushing really hard to get more vaccines down to the states. And I expect to see that improve tremendously over the next 2, 3, or 4 weeks at the most. But realistically, I think the greatest thing we have to ask everyone is to be patient as possible, because we're likely to have go way into the summer before everyone that needs a vaccine is able to get a vaccine. And they're trying to do it in an orderly way. And to the ones teachers also, Wayne County has started, or not Wayne County, but RESA, Wayne County RESA is now doing vaccines for teachers. And that's another group they're trying to get ready and for schools to be reopened again in March. For updates on vaccinations, everyone's encouraged to visit the county's website at waynecounty.com/COVID-19. That'll take them right to that page with the latest updates on vaccinations. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you so much. We really appreciate the update. Any questions for the commissioner? We have them on the line. All right, Commissioner, just put this on your radar. We're looking forward to seeing if we can get the parks paved, Inkster Park, Colonial Park, whatever we need to do to work alongside with you to make that happen. So
okay, I'll work on
it. It's a heavy lift, but let's work on that.
I'll work on that, and thank you for the opportunity to update everyone.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
All
you.
right, right along. Consent agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Your
Support.
Been moved and properly supported. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
and Councilmember Wiley.
Yes.
We have 6 yeas, Mayor.
All right, motion carries. Boards and commissions. Anyone? Any appointments for boards and commissions? Page 8.
Mr. Mayor, there are 4 appointments that need to be made
Go
for
ahead.
the Board of Review. Sanders, someone will need to appoint him back to the Board of Review. His terms have expired. They're only 1-year terms.
All right, do I have a motion for Ned Sanders, Board of Review?
So move.
Support.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Wiley,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
And Councilmember Washington.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Mayor, the next person is Peggy Bishop as an alternate for the Board of Review.
There a motion?
So move, Mr. Chair.
Support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Watley,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Member Shaw,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
and Councilmember Chisholm.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Motion carries. Moving right along.
Mayor, the next one is Lenora Warmack, will need to be reappointed to the Board of Review.
Have a motion?
So move, Chairman.
Support.
Moved and properly supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Watley,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Howard.
Yes.
And Mr. Mayor, the last person is William Miller, will need to be reappointed.
All right, hear a motion? Have a motion?
I didn't hear the name.
William Miller.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Support.
All right, discussion. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Watley,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
and Councilmember Shaw.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yeas.
All right. Motion carries. Any appointments? Okay, I would like to make a motion to appoint Alice Dent to the Beautification Committee.
So move.
Alice is the president for Habitat for Humanity in this region. Is there support? Any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Watley,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Howard.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yeas.
Thank you very much. Motion carries. Also, too, I would like to appoint to the Beautification Committee, Mr. Aaron Sims. He's the owner of the Malcolm X House and Project, and we're moving right along in that area. Do
So
I have
move, Mr. Chair.
your support? Any discussion?
Support.
All right. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Watley,
Yes.
and Councilmember Shaw.
You got me already.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Mayor Pro Tem Howard.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
All right,
Mayor,
good
we
then.
have 6 yeas.
Councilmember Williams, yes.
Councilmember Williams, I'm sorry. Councilmember Williams.
All right.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, please, Mayor Pro Tem.
on the zoning board of appeals, are
Mhm.
they, is this active, this board active, or have they, when was the last time they met?
The zoning board should be active. We have Caitlin on the line. I don't think they've met in a while, but Caitlin can answer that question. Ms. Hines, can you answer that question for us or give us a ballpark? Caitlin, I see you're on the line there. Are you?
Hi, sorry. Zoning Board of Appeals, is that what the question was?
Yes, are they, is it an active board or?
Yes, they haven't had their meeting yet this year. I know we're looking for some appointments, and then we have one member who has not responded to anything, so.
So we need, so right now we need 3 appointments, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Who's the member that didn't respond?
I believe it's, I think it's Dorsey. Is it Dorsey? I'm sorry.
Dorsey Williams?
Yeah.
Okay,
He expired in 2022, but he just hasn't been responding. Okay.
Yeah. He
okay, I
hasn't
can give him a
responded.
call.
Okay. So that's District 3, 4, and 5.
Right, and I have to get someone for 5. Do you know whether or not if Ms. Williams would like to be reappointed? Have anybody tried to contact her?
I haven't, but I can't reach out to her.
Okay,
I'll check into that.
all right.
All right. And moving right along, look like we pretty much thank you, City Clerk and Troy, for getting these updates for the commissions. And I know Troy has been really working on that on the website to make sure we get that stuff up to date as well. We want to make sure again, guys, that with the Parks and Rec Commission, each one of you have in your district a youth commissioner. We want to get that back active. So we want to partner your youth commissioner with your commissioner, because each one of us have an appointment in that area. So we're vacant right now on the General Parks and Rec Commission in District 1. So I know we're working on that, and in District 5 as well, we're working on that. But we also,
you said need one for District 1?
you need one for District 1, so vacant spot?
Park and Recreation, right?
Yes, and then 5.
And I need a youth, right?
And you need a youth, yes.
Okay.
You need a youth. Okay. All right, then also 2 in District 2, that's expired, but I think we're gonna make a swap as we move along. We've been, me and Legina have been talking about it already, so we're gonna work through that. All right, because we have a couple of appointments coming up that's gonna expire, and we're gonna move some folks around a little bit. But we're all working together, so just know that everybody here, you wanna work, that's what we want you to do. You wanna volunteer, you wanna work, that's what we wanna move forward to, so. If you would like to serve on a board or commission here in the city of Inkster, just email the city clerk and then she'll email you out the information for you to sign up. But I'm just appointing folks to beautification committee. We need everybody we can get. Beautification is just what it is. All right. Anything else for that matter? All right, here and none, moving right along. New business.
Item A under new business is consideration and approval of 1 offer to purchase 2 vacant adjacent lots located on the north side of Cherry Street between Ash Street and Walnut Street, which are legally described as duly noted in the amount of $2,000 to Sean Wimberly, SEW LLC.
So move.
Support?
Support.
Discussion?
Discussion. I had
Go
just,
ahead.
earlier I had spoken, I know Tracy had spoke to it too, and we talked about the good letter or the good faith. I can't even recall what the term is. And I just wanted some clarity because I know some concerns were raised about what's on the city's website and on the county's website about the particular applicant or vendor still owing taxes to the city of Inkster. So I was conflicted in between the two, and I just wanted to get some clarity on that.
Yeah, for sure. I know that you didn't raise that question in the orientation session, did you?
No, I spoke on it and I actually forgot to include that part too. And we moved forward. I didn't think about it until we got time to vote just now.
Gotcha. Okay. Tracy, can you come on back, please?
Good evening.
Go ahead.
Good evening. I am on. So yes, to Councilman Chisholm's point, and part of the purchasing process, we do our due diligence for each applicant to see if there's any back monies owed. And as it relates to this particular applicant, there are 2020 taxes owed to Wayne County. If my memory serves me correctly, I can pull up my email. But additionally, there are 2 different properties who are in non-compliance as it relates to certification of occupancy and codes. However, I have made Ms. Taylor, the realtor, aware of this as well and have let her know that no sales can be fully processed until things are rectified between the county and the city.
So are you saying that that per the policy, then we wouldn't sell the property then until everything is caught up, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, okay. I know you're new and I know you're working through. So was this something that you just thought we just needed to bring onto the agenda for tonight? What was the thinking behind this?
Well, yes, this application was one of the ones that it was requested to be placed on the agenda. And so what I do in my process, I get all my emails, I email ordinance, or not ordinance, but I email the treasury, water payments, and I email, I'm sorry, I'm having a loss for words right now, Officer Wall, as well as some other people, and do my due diligence to check and make sure that there are no outstanding issues. And I did find this after this submission had occurred.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right then. So it'd probably be just proper to just table. Actually, he looked like he has 3 items on the agenda to table it until you get everything caught up. And I know that I know that he doesn't have a problem with doing that. I think he has an actual issue that he needs to deal with the treasurer, because one of the houses that he had actually got from the NSP program back when the previous administration had the NSP program in 2018, I believe it is. That's one of the houses that he has like a tax bill for water on from the city. So I know that he's trying to work through that. Okay. So I think that's appropriate to
I
remove
just
these.
move the table, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
And
Move the table.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I know when I first got on council, when up under Hampton, I do know that, I know a lot of things have changed, but they had a sheet in every applicant's in their file, and we got this sheet with all the listings of what have been checked off. You know, so if the old water, that's been checked off.
Yep. I am very familiar with
Maybe
that.
we can start doing for each applicant, and that way, you know, we can look at it, and if it was something that was missing, we can let her know, or you know, that something wasn't in the packet. But it used to be a form. Felicia, do you remember that form?
Yeah, if we can bring that forward.
Yeah,
You got
it used to be. Yeah, it used to be something where everything checked off.
Checked off, yeah.
Do you still have that list?
So maybe we need to find that.
I can find it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that way, when everything's checked off, then we won't have to ask because it's in our packet, and it's also in there in your files to keep as well.
Very good point, Mayor Pro Tem. We'll definitely do that from now on. Okay, then. Yep. I don't know if is it appropriate to just remove these items from the agenda?
I move the table it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, table. Is there support?
I don't know who supported the
I
motion.
think I may have. Yeah. So are we gonna support this one? I mean, we're gonna table all of them, right?
It's gonna be all of them. So that's what I'm saying. So it's it's A, B, and C. Do we need to do them each individually?
Okay.
I think we can do them collectively.
Okay, well, let's do that collectively. Items A, B, and C. It's a motion to table. Is there support?
Support.
All right. Any more discussion on that? Roll call,
Mayor?
please. Yes,
I'm sorry. I have a question. Is this gentleman here tonight?
Let's see Steve, give him the information, what he need to do in order to.
If the applicant for, I guess it's SEW LLC is with us tonight, you can press *9 if you dialed in, or you can use the raise hand feature to be addressed by this body.
But I believe that he did say he was going to get on tonight.
Well, if not, just for the record, since he is part of the NSP program, do we have any information on the houses he's already gotten in that program and what their status might be?
We can check on that too. We'll get that information for you. I believe it was like 2 houses that he said that he received in the NSP program in 2018.
Okay, and just since Mayor Pro Tem stated that maybe we can get that sheet again, if you remember, this was always the process to make sure that nothing was owed. So just to let my colleagues know that the charter states, no contract shall be made with any person who is in default to the city. So just so we know we're standing properly on our, objections at this time.
Yeah, I think, yeah, so this motion is on the table to table these items.
Yes.
There's been discussion. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Washington. Councilmember Washington.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard. Can they hear me, Mayor Pro Tem Howard?
Mayor Pro Tem Howard.
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm.
Yes.
Councilmember Wiley.
Yes.
Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
And Councilmember Shaw.
Yes.
Mayor, we have
I thought
six.
she was saying Miss Washington, and that's what.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's what we have 6 yays to tables items A, B, and C until the next meeting.
All right, perfect, which I know they will get their issues resolved and get that information back to you. All right, item D.
Item D is consideration and approval of one offer to purchase 3 vacant adjacent lots located on the south side of Penn between John Daly and Bayhand Street, which are legally described as duly noted in the amount of $750 to Patricia Hicks.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Is there support? It's been moved. Is there support? Okay, discussion. Okay, discussion.
Honorable Mayor, may I, please?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
There is an outstanding water bill on this applicant as well that will need to be rectified prior to this sale.
Mr. Chair, I'm just trying to figure out the good standard letter. What is that? I mean, I remember Mayor Pro Tem Howard about that checklist.
Me too.
Also, the good standard letter, it should have that covered.
Right.
If the person is in good standing with the city, that it owes nothing to the city, that it's in good standing. That's what I assumed that letter was supposed to be about.
Yeah, me too. So what was the letter about, Tracy?
If I may, I received a packet from Murray's Real Estate with the letter of good standing, the application, the Wayne County tax information, everything that the application encompasses, I received from Murray's Real Estate. I then, in processing the application, go back and do my due diligence and check and verify what's in the application. And then I find the information that I find.
Gotcha. Okay, well, we know, let's just say that item C, we know item C, A, B, and C, it's what it is. So, it probably perked a few ears, a few minds, a few hearts or whatever. So now we want to just make sure that we're moving forward with anybody that we selling property to, that we checking them off and we're going through the same process. So we're all on the same page. So we'll make sure we do what we need to do on the administrative side for every applicant that would like to buy property from the city of Inkster. We'll do this checklist. So we'll make sure that we have that. So, okay, then, so we're going to table D2?
No, I want to ask a question before I table.
Go ahead.
Okay, is it a large water bill or what?
No matter what you will, we don't need to
It
know
don't make
that.
a difference.
It don't make a difference.
I'm not talking to you, sister. I'm asking the mayor.
Sorry, Mr. Treasurer. Do you have that information in front of you, or do Tracy, you have that information?
I have the amount.
Okay,
I'm
what's
sorry.
the amount?
It is $217.
I
Okay.
mean, if that's what we're doing, we're gonna do it consistently for everybody. So it's just what it is at this point. No matter what the amount is, how low the amount is
No, but what I'm saying, Mr. Mayor, if it's only $217 and maybe it's an overlook on her part, I just move the table right now.
Yeah.
Until they look into it.
Yeah.
Instead of denying it, I'll ask a motion to table it.
Yes, sir.
Until time it can be straightened out.
I totally agree. Is there support on that motion to table? Item D. Okay.
Support.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Any discussion? We heard you.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Any discussion?
Okay, I didn't know, because sometimes I was, okay, go ahead.
We got you. No, you good. Thank you. All right. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Watley,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
and Councilmember Chisholm.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yeas to table until the next meeting.
All right, item E. Let's say that this one is all together. We got any outstanding bills or anything with this one?
Your Honor, no, there are no outstanding monies owed to the city of Inkster or to the county of Wayne for this applicant, no code violations,
All
nothing.
right, good then. Item E, please read into the record. City Clerk.
Yes, consideration and approval of one offer to purchase 2 vacant adjacent lots located on the west side of Arcola Street between Cherry Hill Road and Somerset Street, which is legally described as duly noted in the amount of $500 to Blake Abbey.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Business. All right. What's any discussion? All right, hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Watley,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
and Councilmember Chisholm.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yays.
All right, motion carries. Item F.
Item F is to amend the 2021 City Council meeting dates, specifically the July 5th date, 2021, and adjourn that meeting until July 6th, 2021, in observance of the 4th of July holiday, which will be on the 5th of July.
So move, Mr. Chair.
For support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams, I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Watley,
Yes.
and Councilmember Shaw.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yays.
All right, motion carries. Item G.
Item G is to vote in accordance with the discussion that was taken in closed session, Blackwell.
So move, Mr. Chair.
There's support.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Watley,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Howard.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yays.
Item H, motion carries. I'm sorry, item H.
Item H is to vote in accordance with the discussion that was had in closed session. McGann,
Move.
Support.
Yes, support.
All right, roll call, please.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Did I call? I'm sorry. And Councilmember, I have to make up these rotations. Councilmember Watley
Yes.
and Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yays.
Motion carries. All right, that's that's all for new business.
Yes.
All right, good then. All right, this brings us to the meeting where we have public participation. We're asking that 1 minute, please be respectful of your comments. We want to hear from you, of course. Mr. Chisholm, if you can give them other directions on what they need to do in order to get in.
And
Sure.
Mr. Mayor, I have one item. I'm sorry, Councilman Chisholm. So after you read the directions, I do have one item to be read into the record.
All right.
All right. For those who have joined us by video, please use the raise hand option, not the clapping option. Those are 2 different options. Sometimes you press clap, and before we can recognize that you had pressed that thing, it was a raise hand option, it disappears. So please press the raise hand option if you joined us by video to be recognized. Please press *9 from your telephone handset. Again, that's *9 if you dialed in by telephone to be recognized. When you are unmuted, please state your name for the record. You have 1 minute to address this body during public participation.
Thank you, Councilman Chisholm. Go ahead.
No problem. And I thought the librarian was on here as well, but just to give you a heads up in case she hasn't raised her hand yet, but I know Madam Clerk said she had something.
Oh, good. Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Rutledge.
This item is from Betty Thomas. I'm a City of Inkster resident. I have a public comment I want read at tonight's City Council meeting. Mr. Mayor, will you address the public and tell the public about your knowledge of Inkster Recreation Director Alex Legion taking money earned by the Recreation Center and depositing that money into his personal account called Signature Milestones LLC? End of quote.
All right. Moving right along. Let's have Octavia Smith, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can now, ma'am. State your name for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Octavia Smith, Inkster resident, mayor, council members, residents, and friends. Always coming to you first on behalf of Western Wayne Family Health Center. Let you know that we are in the city. We are here for you with all of your health needs. We have still not received the vaccination for the COVID yet, but once we get that, we will distribute that information. But as Commissioner Glenn said, there are other locations that you can do that at. I also wanted to get on tonight and just thank Chief Riley and his team. I had a patient who was her first time ever getting an apartment. She did not have any furniture. I was able to contact Rent-A-Center in the city of Westland. They donated her a couch and a love seat. At the very last minute, which I got the call today, Chief Riley and his team were able to go and get that couch and take it to the senior citizen who was in need. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Chief Riley and his team for being able to help and assist a senior citizen, going in her first time ever apartment by herself. So I wanted to thank you for that and just ask everyone to continue to stay safe and till we can meet again. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's get Connie Mitchell in.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have two questions for you. First of all, a concern. It is said that a non-employee of the city of Inkster has access to the rec center, has keys to the building and the alarm code. If this is correct, it is highly improper.
Okay.
So that I would appreciate an answer, a rebuttal, or yay or nay.
Oh,
but if that is the case,
that's really simple. No, that's not the case. No
all
one
right.
actually has keys to the rec, but actually myself right now.
Okay. And question number two, Alex Legion has been shown to have pocketed money for illegal rentals of the recreation center. Illegal meaning that the directive from the governor stated that all such facilities were to be shut down for a period of time. But there were rentals and activities going on, such as repast and other events at the rec center. And I would just like to know if Mr. Legion is going to be prosecuted for embezzlement.
Oh, that's kind of harsh, but okay. No.
Well, it's not harsh, Mr. Mayor. It's a matter of law. And if he has done the crime, then we need to have restitution.
Well, all the monies are accounted for, and the chief of police and I have made the decision that he resigned because he went against the governor's orders and, of course, our orders here in the city of Inkster, and was having functions at the actual recreation complex. But all the monies are accounted for, and you did ask for that information via FOIA. I believe you received that information as well.
So there will be no prosecution?
No.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. And just so we're talking about the amount is $1,200, and we know amounts are small, but we're not saying that, you know, what he did was right. He went against my order and the governor's order to allow people to have repasses at the complex and a couple of basketball games at the complex, which when I found that out, we immediately took action. We immediately covered what we needed to do. And we talked again with the attorney. We talked to our chief of police, and he respectfully resigned, and we're moving forward. All right, let's go to Sandra King, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
Good
My name is Sandra. I'm a new resident of Inkster, living at on Dunning Street. Jason, yeah, we've met.
Hey, Sandra.
I appreciate the work I've done with you and your team so far, along with Habitat for Humanity. I have a couple of questions living on Dunning. One, the car dealership that sits adjacent to my property is often the alarms are going off, and they start around 11 o'clock on Friday night, and they'll continue until Sunday afternoon, where they'll just repeatedly go off. That's one concern. And speaking of that street right there were a conversation about possibly blocking that street off and doing some beautification in that area. What are the plans on blocking that street off on Dunning and, oh my goodness.
You talking about Dunning and I believe that's Meadowdale.
Meadowdale, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
sir.
actually runs right into your house right there.
It does. It does.
And I know we've had conversations with the president for Habitat for Humanity, Mrs. Alice Dent, but she's on the line right now, about that area. But it would have to be, we're actually going through the process right now, and I don't believe that Jerome is on the line right now, our DPW director, but it would have to be a request to be able to close that street down made to the DPW director, and then of course it will come before the council.
And who needs to make that request, sir?
You would actually, as the homeowner in that area, yeah, and then do a petition. Yes, sir. I am aware of it.
Okay, and the last thing, as regards to Dunning Street, there are about 5 vacant properties. I'm sorry, I'm in a process. I'm taking care of my mother. There are 5 vacant lots in the middle of the street where there's a lot of cut down or dead trees that are just kind of laying there. And I was wondering, because that is a potential hazard for rodents to gather and wildlife. I have seen a couple of coyotes in that area at night. So is there plans to clean up that those vacant lots, at least remove the trees, the dead trees from that area?
And that is city-owned property, so that is one of the things that's on our list to do. So we're definitely aware of it. Ms. Dent, of course, she's a true advocate for not only you, but the city of Inkster and its safety. So we're definitely going to be working with her to get that cleaned up in that area. Okay. All right, moving right along. Let's do Charles Blackwell.
Hi, yes, this is Charles Blackwell. I want to state that Kwame Kilpatrick just got a.
All right, moving right along. Let's do Pastor Overman. Oh, I have the gavel, so that's on me, guys. I'm the one that muted you, Charles. All right, let's move right along. Pastor Overman, please.
Well, good evening, Mayor and Council. So good to hear everyone's voice. A blessed February to you all. I want to make an announcement for Operation Refuge. So Operation Refuge is presenting Save the Date, Inkster's Exceptional 2020 COVID Hero Award. It's Saturday, March the 13th. The nominations are open today, February the 1st, 2020, for Operation Refuge's Inkster's Exceptional COVID Hero Award. If you know an individual or an organization who answered the call to serve in the city of Inkster during the COVID-19 pandemic, please complete the nomination form by February 15th of 2021. And it is on our Facebook page. It will be on the website. So visit Operation Refuge for more information. Sponsorship opportunities are available by emailing or inboxing campinspireinfo@gmail.com. That link will be up there. So please join us. We know so many people served at so many levels last year to actually help us get through this work. So this is the opportunity for you as Inkster residents, citizens, those that work here, that love us, to really recognize those heroes that we have in our community. I want to thank you for allowing me this opportunity to speak on behalf of Operation Refuge. We are so excited and looking forward to who made impact as your hero in the year of 2020. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor and Council.
All right. Thank you so much. I can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's do Mrs. Brock.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
I just wanted to check in, Mr. Mayor, and see where we granted the extension on the amphitheater money.
Yeah, let's, matter of fact, VJ, can you talk about that a little bit, about the grants and all that good stuff?
Thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we know it's 150,000. You know, it's not going to actually build us an amphitheater. At the same time, it goes towards helping us do that. But we know that it was actually, is landlocked to right at Inkster Road, Michigan Avenue at the old City Hall property. So unfortunately, we can't move it anywhere else. We got to use it within that area. And I know that there was some plans that we're looking forward to discuss with the previous administration to move some things forward. I did have a meeting with Charles Nolan as it relates to the downtown development. So all of this should coincide with that area. So we're looking forward to moving that project along if that's possible still. So he said that it was, so we're working towards bringing it all to fruition. So, and also too, talking to previous mayor, Mayor Nolan, about the amphitheater and the project itself. He was willing to help kind of spearhead that and really move that forward as it relates to his vision in that area for that. So we're definitely working in conjunction with that. VJ, if you could just speak a little bit to the grants and where we're at with that, because I know that
Thank
actually.
you.
Yeah.
The remainder of the grants?
Well, just really just the extension for that particular grant, if you have an update for us.
I don't have an update. I actually have to defer to Tracy on that.
Okay. Tracy, what you got for us?
Nothing on the amphitheater. It is on the list of things that I have been working on. Right now, the focus has been FDCVT. Okay. However, I can make sure that an update for the amphitheater is put out as soon as possible.
Yeah, and let me say this, that we've been working on this before people have started actually talking about the extension. Darren and I, we were working on this extension 5 months ago. So it has been brought to the attention of the folks at the Treasury, from Joyce Parker as our deputy treasurer. That just had a conversation with her about 4 or 5 days ago, along with 2 of the representatives from state that work directly with us on grants and things of that nature. So we're not going to lose the money. We're not necessarily, we're more concerned with spending it. So we're definitely not going to lose it. But at the same time, we're going to have to spend the money and understand that we have to spend the money out of the general fund, 150,000, and then we have to get reimbursed. So understand this is not money that's just been given to us. It's money that we have to spend before a certain amount of time to get a reimbursement.
Right.
I understand that.
All right. Just wanted
All right,
I wanted the community to understand it. I get it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Thank
Mayor,
You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Mayor, I just want to say that during my portion of this meeting, during the report, I will be delving more into some of the grants that we have, things like that, just give an overall overview, which will tie in directly to what you just spoke about.
All right, perfect. Thanks, VJ.
Yep.
All right, moving right along. Gina Wilson, please. Gina Wilson Stewart, please.
She muted.
I'm trying. Okay, I got it. Thank you guys for letting me have this quick second to talk. I just wanted to first let everyone know that our next NAACP meeting for Western Wayne County is next Monday at 7 o'clock. It will be virtual as usual. So just check our Facebook pages over the next few days and you get the login information and who our guest speaker will be. Also, I wanted to take a second to thank everyone who participated in our listening tour that we had last month. It was very, very insightful. We had about 14 police chiefs and mayors on the call, along with our special guests of 7 young African-American men of all ages, really, talking about their experiences with the police officers over their years. And we're going to use that information as we come up with some different strategies and plans on how to improve the police and community relationships. So we want to thank everybody for that. Our next listening tour will be in March, and we want people to participate in that one as well. That's it for the business. The last thing I wanted to actually offer a special happy birthday shout out to Luke Lampkin. He was 105 the other day. That was on Thursday, and then today is Miss Meek's birthday. She's 96. So I just wanted to say happy birthday to those 2 wonderful people. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gina. Thank you for all the work that you guys are doing with the NAACP and also too with the Telegram. All right, moving right along. Last numbers 1309. Steve, if we can recognize them, please.
All right, it's Kafense Mandisa. Just wanted to, how you guys doing? Just wanted to say, first of all, I want to join a board or commission. I see the beautification committee may be short, but whatever committee needs a hand, I held off on doing that because I didn't want to bite off more than I can chew. I want to, help, participate, but also want to make sure that I'm able to give myself to it. So I cleaned some things off my plate, so I'm able to join. So I'll get in touch with, I don't know if that's Felicia or whoever I need to, but I would like to help out however I can. And thank you. Second, I want to stress staying diligent in this era of COVID. I know it's people's birthdays, there's celebrations, there's, gatherings, and, I myself going through a tough time sometimes staying in the house, 24 hours a day, but at the same time, especially when we're in a municipality in a city. And even though we may have some financial struggles at times, people tend to think that, the city has deep pockets and they will not hesitate to come after the city, as we know it happened a couple of times, but especially during this pandemic where they see that it's, the case is, it's the right situation for that to happen. So just want to, remind us to stay diligent and make sure that we're not, having any functions. I don't think we are, but I just wanted to put that out there.
All right. Good. Thank you very much.
What district is in, Mr. Chairman?
What district are you in?
What district was it, the young man in?
Sorry, did you want me back?
What district are you in?
Oh, so I'm District 2. I'm not sure which precinct I'm in. I know Miss Washington is my councilwoman.
All right. And we do have an unknown user. And we typically ask for your phone number, your name to be up, but we're going to recognize you so we can move it forward. So go ahead, Steve. Unknown
Hi,
user.
this is former resident commissioner DeSella Scott.
Ms. Scott.
Hi. Greetings, Mayor Wembley and City Council. Just reflecting back on the email I just sent you guys, checking the investigation in which you, Mayor Wembley, granted me last year concerning my household safety and well-being for the result of my vehicle and home getting shot up, that I believe it was related to my confidential tenant documents that was leaked and stolen out to the general public by a resident council member. And I'm just basically waiting for what is the plan of action as it applies to the HUD and law in the evasion of privacy breach.
Yeah, well, let me say this, that's, because the way the chair brought it and of course, versus with the email, that's in the police department right now. So we will definitely be following back up with you on that.
Okay, thank you.
The police department, okay? You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. Let's recognize Drew Hill, please.
Mayor Wembley, this Charles.
All right. We're moving right along. All right. Let's get off into.
We have a couple. We do have there was a couple people, Mayor, that I took note of their name. They pressed the reaction button. They didn't press the raise hand button.
Okay.
That was Betty Adams, the librarian, and Shirley Hankerson.
Of course, let's recognize both of those. Commissioner Hankerson first, if you want.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council and citizens of Inkster.
Good evening.
Mayor Wembley, it's just me again. It's another year, and I just want to know when you're going to have a State of the City, because we need to know what direction you're going to take us in. You just said some good thing, gave us some good information, and I think that need to be shared with the citizens. So come on, set a date.
It's actually March the 10th. I was going to say that tonight.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Wednesday,
You make
March
me so
10th.
happy. Oh, wonderful.
You're going to be part of the State of the City, too, the whole rec.
Wonderful. Oh, great. Oh, wonderful. You made my night.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Anything else? Oh, boy. We're moving right along then. All right, Steve. Councilman Chisholm, you said we had the librarian? You got it?
Yep.
Please.
Hi all, reporting from the library. Good evening. Happy February, Black History Month. That is part of what I wanted to bring to you all today. We have some events going on. The website now is officially reflecting what we are doing. So if you visit the website, you now have an update of what phase we are in and what phases we will be going into. Very quick and easy at the top, as well as a document that you can download with all the details. But we also have Valentine card kits that are available for patrons to pick up. All you have to do is call us when you're in the parking lot. Let us know how many kits you would like. It is while supplies last. And since we've started doing it, we do have quite a few that have already gone. So grab your pop-up card kits from the library. Each kit, you can make up to 3 pop-up Valentine cards. Great for any age, great for anybody. And those of you who want to celebrate Valentine's, do it with something handmade and free from the library. We also are doing a Black History Month challenge called Be a King or Queen. It is, all of the information is on the website, but it is a challenge to get you to research ancient African kings and queens, and then to do some sort of creative piece involving what you've learned from that time frame, from that king, from that queen, from the way that they ruled, from anything that you found interesting. So it can be a TikTok video, it can be a piece of art, it can be a slam poem, it can be a rap, it can be whatever you'd like. We yes, thank you. I wanted to send everything to you, but this is all hot off the press. We just got it all up there today for everybody. So all this documentation is available on the website. All you have to do is click where it says for more information, click here, and you can get the physical PDFs of all of this stuff to print out. It's a great opportunity for people to collaborate. You can do it with anybody in your house. There is no age restriction. All you have to do is just email it to us, whatever you create, fill out the scavenger hunt and submit them both back to us by the 21st. And you can be in the running for one of 3 top grand prizes, which are yet to be announced as to what it will be. As we get closer to the date, we're gonna drum up more excitement by revealing what the prizes will be. But for now, this is the information. It is available on the website. You're always welcome to call the library at 313-563-2822, and we will happily answer any questions you have. And if you have anything else that you need from us, we're happy to try and get you the resources to make it through anything that you're facing today. So feel free to reach out to the library. We do have a set date for opening, which is March 22nd. That is still determined based on what capacities we can open to by the government. So if the federal, state, or local government decides that we can only participate at certain percentage, that is what we will be following. But March 22nd is when officially the doors to the library will open per what capacities we are allowed to have by government ordinances. Currently it's at 30%, so we're hoping that we at least have 30% open capacity in March. So everybody be well. We're happy to be here for you guys if you need us, so reach on out.
Thank you for all the work you're doing over at the library, even during the closure. I hear a lot of good updates on the library, so thank you so much. A lot of good reviews. People are ready to get inside over there. All right, moving right along. City Clerk, please.
Mayor, I don't have any comments tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. City Treasurer.
All right, I've got another detailed report for people here, so bear with me. First off, City Hall remains open. We do have our COVID procedures and social distancing measures in place. I still encourage people to please try to pay by mail, try to use the Dropbox. We are trying to keep everyone as safe as possible. Going on from that, something we have been attempting to continuing to work and stress proper procedures, organization, and communication. And so this part of my report right here, like portion of my previous report, is going to relate to a lot of the work that we've been doing and the massive amounts of time we've spent on items from years past. So at our last council meeting on January 19th, we notified everyone that certain steps were not taken during the prior administration in order to recoup money from Wayne County for the CDBG, that's the block grant. And we're happy to report that the mayor and I were able to work with Wayne County and we were able to recoup our money. It ended up being $296,000. And then continuing on, Tracy, myself, and others continue to work on grant management. And while we are getting further caught up on our grant requirements in terms of filings and whatnot, which went back to 2018 and 2019, what we're finding now is that many of the reimbursements we're entitled to from the state remain open. This goes back to the 2018-19 fiscal year, where we have a possible risk exposure of $535,000. From the 2019-20 fiscal year, which is up to $437,000. So this total of $972,000 is sitting there. It's something that we're turning our attention to. It is our highest priority, and it's something we will be working to get back.
What were the items that we received, BJ? Just make sure you tell the council that.
Yeah, so give me 1 second right here. Going back to fiscal year 2019, so it's the 2018-2019 year, there was a fire engine we purchased for $314,000. So we have not put in for reimbursement on that. There are a few other items here which total about $200,000 from that year. Let me see. It relates to road patrol, infrastructure repair, a crime scene technician. So that amounts to about $535,000 from that year. From fiscal year 19-20, $142,000 related to a streetlight project, and $260,000 related to ambulance. So these are things that are open, and these are things that we're coming across when we're finding stuff from years past, and we absolutely are.
Let me just make a point of clarification. So as it relates to the $142,000 for the street, well, it's actually $145,000, I believe it is. And VJ, correct me if I'm wrong, but for the street lights, we haven't expended that money as of yet, because that was the cameras. Is that correct?
I have this as the streetlight LED conversion phase 2.
Oh, that's something different.
Yeah.
Well, that was
So this is
something.
$142,975.
Oh, Jesus. See, I didn't realize that.
Right.
That's something we had already spent on the LED lights. Okay.
Yeah. So
Now, when are you supposed to ask for reimbursement, just for the general public?
So we are going to, this will be Tracy, myself, Plant Moran, sort of all hands on deck, because $1 million sitting out there. We're going to work with the state and figure out what do we need to get you. And
But I'm saying, my question was, when was it supposed to be done? Though?
Oh, when? When was it initially supposed to be reimbursed? Before today. I wish I had a good answer, but this should have been done.
In a perfect world, you spend the money, and then when is it supposed to be reimbursed? Like within a couple of months, a few months?
I mean, I would say you would usually want to turn in something within a couple of months, because you don't want to float cash for this long. We're going back 2-3 years. And my biggest worry, and something that gives me a lot of pause, like I set our risk exposure for a reason. There is no guarantee that when we reach out to the state now, that we're going to say, they're going to say, yes, you are entitled to all of that money. Mm-hmm. There may be stipulations around timeframes when reimbursements had to occur. And I'm sorry, I know I'm not always painting the rosiest picture here. I'm trying to be transparent. So moving on from that, that is obviously a highest priority. I mean, something else that is taking up some of our time, we have city-owned properties that we've owned since 2017, which were not properly categorized as tax-exempt properties. So in 2018, we taxed ourselves and we didn't pay it. And these now are subject to foreclosure with Wayne County. So we're spending time working on projects like these.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Councilman Shaw.
Now, none of this was brought to the council, or was Plant Moran privy to any of these repaybacks to the city, or?
So you're talking about the grant management?
Yes.
There is a grant reconciliation they do, but it really it falls on the administration for us to bring it to you.
So you're saying that the past administration had knowledge of this and did not bring it to the council?
I cannot say whether I can't speak for them. Like, and I don't think it's fair for me to do that, but I would say that it should have been known and it should have been presented.
Now would these be, I'm still kind of confused with it. Now, this is something that would be in the budget to actuals that you get every month.
Yes, and so the thing is, if you're going back a couple of years, it's going to cause discrepancies now. If you say we have $1 million that we expended in these other 2 prior years, and I mean, I'm just picking a number here. Let's say we get $600,000 back. When we get that, if we say that it's going to be during this fiscal year, you know, it's going to make things look a little out of sorts. And you'll see that in the budget to actual. Yeah.
That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Piggybacking on what Councilman Shaw was inquiring on, I do remember Plant Moran did tell us that there were some reimbursements that the city was waiting on that were delayed. I don't recall if that was because of COVID or what was happening. They were coming down from the state. I can't recall if there were other entities. I don't know if they ever came through. They told us they had to close the books at those times. Those reimbursements would not show up on the past audit. They would show up on the future audits whenever the reimbursements came through. So they said we might take a dip in the past and then you'd come back up and it looked like you have a surplus, but those would be the reimbursements. I'm not sure if they covered that in the conversations or not, or if this is anything VJ is speaking on, but that's what I do recall.
So, yeah, I mean, like I learned of this, Councilman, I learned of this morning, this actual exposure amount, and that was with a conversation with them. Again, I can't,
because one of the
say
reimbursements was about $700,000 or more. I know they had named that figure, and we were like, wow, that's
we're thinking of this million, we may be able to get 600,000 to 700,000 of it, and I think that's the number that you're referencing. It's the same thing, but there's no guarantee going backwards to 2018 that we will get, you know, the amount for the fire engine, which is 314,000. Like it's an attempt we'll make. Don't get me wrong, but.
I know too in 2020, and I'm not sure if any of these grants speak to 2020 when COVID hit, the state of Michigan reversed a lot of the supplemental grants they were giving out. They snatched it and moved it all over to the COVID pandemic funds and things of that nature. So monies that were expended in other communities, or they had the intents on expending them, they no longer had them because they had granted them, and then they retroactively took it back with a snap of a finger. So just to put that out there too.
Yep, I mean, we'll dive into it. We're gonna get back as much as we can. It's I mean, it's just gonna take diving into, and I mean, what I'm getting really is we are spending a lot of time on prior year stuff, which is, you know, obviously making it tough. Like I want to provide you guys as much for this year as possible, but truth be told, I mean, I'm only halfway through what we're doing on prior year stuff. Now, luckily, the rest of what I have is not these large numbers, right? And yes, I mean, I will dive further into that with Plant Moran. I just, as soon as I knew about it, I did not want to not provide this information to everyone. So.
Councilman Williams, go ahead.
Because this is really upsetting me now, because I know when they got that, when they got the grant money for the fire engine, is what you're talking about. Okay. They had claimed we had got that money. That was back in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. When the previous mayor and council was here, they indicated they was awarded $800,000. Chisholm, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, it was over $800,000 that they received. Remember when we got rid of one of the old engines, we sold one of the old engines. And that money is supposed to be already guaranteed we supposed to already had that money guaranteed. So what happened down the road for that?
Yes, I was under the same impression, especially I believe the fire chief spoke to that when they talked about selling the fire engine and where we were getting the grant from, because that would have came through his department.
And we was awarded it.
Yep.
So if we was awarded it, why are we coming back in 2020 talking about we didn't get the money?
Is that a question to me?
Well, I don't know. You might can't answer.
It might be rhetorical, because it might be rhetorical.
We need to know who dropped the ball. I'll tell you that.
Here's what I can say. We are putting an emphasis on the organization and the communication. And that's what's helping us find out some of this stuff right now. Like I can't always speak to the last several years, but the reason we're having this discussion now is because we are digging, we are finding things. And while I know that speaking about these things is troublesome and uncomfortable, the fact of the matter is they're at least coming to light now.
The fire chief is on. Do you have something to add to that, chief?
I know the fire department did what we were supposed to do. We wrote the grant was awarded, and we basically handed it over to the finance department after that to collect the money. We don't
Right.
do that part. So
Right.
we did everything we were supposed to do. We got the grant, got the truck, took care of all that. But after that, it's out of our hands, you know.
Right.
We didn't
And-
get the reimbursement. We spent the money, but we didn't get the reimbursement. That's what happened. 'Cause we
Yeah,
didn't-
and I don't know where in the chain, things
Go ahead. Wait, I'm sorry.
did not necessarily work, but I just know currently something didn't quite work as we were hoping. The process did not quite work as it should have.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard?
I don't have my documents in front of me, but I do know when we had a year ago, when we had the meeting with Plant Moran and Darren and you know, we was all on board. Didn't he say then that
They were saying that we were gonna
it's
actually
almost
get
like $1 million in grants that we have to collect?
Yeah, they were saying that we were gonna get the money back, but then when they went to
Right.
get the money back, they didn't have the proper paperwork filed from the city.
Okay,
the same
okay, because I do remember that. But
It's the same scenario would just happen with the tearing down of Woodson School and the Blue Store. You know, we got the
Okay,
award, but
so-
you got to follow through with your documentation to get the money back.
right, so here's what I'm saying as far as the grants. When we are awarded grants, we spend the money and then we collect the grants. Is that how grants are done? You know, if we awarded a grant, we spend our money and then wait for that money to come in to offset what we spent. Is that how the grants go?
Not all grants, but these ones from the state of Michigan, yes.
Okay, okay, that's what I thought.
Reimbursement grants.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
this is the first I've heard of this. So
right. And
I just assumed the money had come in and we were good to go.
I thought the money came in.
Me too.
No, it hadn't come in. It hadn't come in.
Well, somebody painted a good pretty picture there, because that money, we all they had received that money. I think, if I'm not mistaken, about 800. I wasn't nowhere near council. I was in the audience listening to it, and for about $800,000, because you remember then we had this other old engine or something we tried to get rid of.
Yep.
Right.
Okay?
So that
The
old
money
engine.
supposed to come in. So what happened to the money? We didn't get it. We need to talk to the grant people. That's all.
Yep.
Somewhere that process went awry, and that's one, again, it's all coming down to communication. And Chief Hubbard and I, we actually have a great line of communication. And we're working hand in hand with Tracy, and you know, these are things we're trying to shore up so we don't have to deal with them. I mean, I unfortunately, I cannot make you feel better about the past. I wish I could, but the best we can do is we can try to fix it. We can try to recoup what we can, and we have to create better policies, procedures, have better communication and organization. And we are focused on that. And the reason I'm giving these
Mr. Chair, I just have one more thing.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, the reason I'm giving these lengthy reports is because I want to be as transparent and as honest and give the full disclosure I can. So you know what we're working through, what we're accomplishing, and that we're trying to pull us back up to par so that we can move to where we need to be.
Yeah. That's our focus. Well said. Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Howard, you have something?
I just don't remember. I mean, I remember when we had grants out there, but I didn't know that one grant was for the fire truck. I didn't know that one. Because I know they did say that we was like $1 million that we needed to collect.
Yeah, that was it.
But I did not know that that $800,000, or however much it was in that category.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
Mayor?
I'm done.
Go ahead, Councilwoman Wiley.
Yes, speaking to the treasurer, he talks about lines of communication and what happened in the past. Have we been in he said he just learned about this morning or something of that nature, but have we been in contact with the former treasurer? Because I'm sure he can shed a lot of light on these things.
Some. I mean, if you remember, I mean, he is working a full-time job as well. So he helps with what he can, but by no means can I send him the list. Like, I mean, you've heard and seen how much I've spoken about different things we've been trying to fix, and I don't know if I can necessarily expect him to respond to lengthy emails of mine or anything like that.
So the answer is no, then? You haven't?
We've had some discussions, but a lot of my discussions with him are trying to figure out how to do certain things currently. As far as some of these past grant considerations, I mean, we've had nominal discussions, but my focus is to pull them up to where they need to be. If something's not with the state, then it's not with the state. My need then is to get it where it needs to be. That's the best use of my time, in my opinion.
I think I understand.
Yeah, I mean, trust me that, I mean.
There's no further explanation. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So continuing onward. I knew that this was going to take a little bit of time, so I apologize. As I said, we're working through a couple of properties which are in foreclosure with Wayne County, which are owned by the city. We have some IRS HR forms from 2018, which we are trying to finish and complete. They are HR forms, which makes it a bit more difficult in our current situation, as we need to get an HR consultant or temp in there. So then pulling us back to more of what's going, more current activities. The forecast files were sent to each department on Friday, January 18th. We are still working on trying to get these back from most departments. We do have planning, treasury, and fire department first drafts, and we will have to go back and forth with each department. So this is, again, my plea to all department heads to please return these files to me. It's our best way to create a proper forecast. I wanted to mention that we've explored alternative insurance options, including altering our self-insured retention amount, just to see if this would help us either with a better policy or a way to that would result in some cost savings, because currently we're paying about $340,000 annually. And unfortunately, our insurance options are pretty limited, and our current insurer was not open to changing our coverage at this time. But we do have a small sliver of hope here. When discussing with our insurance, they noted that if we take certain trainings that help mitigate risk at each of the for each of the department heads, it's something that our insurer looks at and could give us more favorable pricing when our time to renew in September comes. So something I'm going to do is try to roll out these trainings to department heads. Similarly, we are exploring other health insurance options for the city. This is more of a preliminary note. We're still assessing options and costs, but I just wanted you to know that that is something we're exploring. We are collaborating with the unions right now and we're determining the contents of new union contracts. So as part of this, I just wanted everyone to know that we are discussing the financial implications of drop programs, of early out programs. Any decisions we make regarding these programs, we want to make sure we don't only consider short-term effects, but also consider the long-term implications. And The way to do that for those two programs is we need a cost study, which is only a few $100s and would be split between the unions and city. Something that is a bit more exciting to the public safety folks here, we have taken our first steps to create a public safety foundation. Chief Riley, AC Ratliff, Patty Kukula, and we met a couple days ago to start pushing this forward. And Patty runs the Detroit Public Safety Foundation. I think she pulled in around $3.5 million for them last year. Obviously, we're not the size of Detroit, but this is a great opportunity, and she's going to also run our foundation. So we're still working on specific details, but the foundation will help provide support and benefits to fire and police departments. And the hope is that it'll take some of the financial stress off of the city. We did get the legal costs for all the setup negotiated down from $5,000 to $1,500 to $2,000 right now. The 2020 city audit. So I know that we had the Inkster Housing Commission on here earlier. I do want to say, so first off, we received approval from the state of Michigan for an extension of our filing deadline to March 1st. And the Inkster Housing Commission has done a great job of pushing through their audit. So I do want to give a quick thank you to Tamika at IHC and Andrea. They are nearing the end of their audit, which will allow it to go to the city auditors, which will keep us in the timeline of filing by March 1st. And one of the big reasons I want to say thank you to the Housing Commission is they had an extension on their own audit until March 31st. So for them to be finishing by mid-February is something we certainly appreciate from the vantage point of the whole city. I do also want to touch on something on a more personal level here. Like we have an individual, Rhonda Glover, who has worked for the mayor here. And I want to express my displeasure because I feel like she is someone who has bent over backwards and given her all to this city. And she has not been paid to do the HR work that she is receiving so much critique and criticism for. Council members, you're entitled to have opinions. We need to hear them. And you are here to do what's best for the city. But I also want to plead that there's times to have empathy too. There's times to consider what she has done with no true reward. And so that's just something I wanted to put out there because I don't think it's fair how much criticism she has taken. You know, this is not me necessarily endorsing anyone, and nor do you have to endorse her or anything like that. But I think it's important that we just consider the amount of effort she's put forth and what she's tried to do because it was put on her. My second to last thing for IT, I want to say thank you to Darius. He's made progress with the VPN licenses and availability, and he's cleared that item off our plate. And lastly, as always, I want to give a shout out to the Treasury team. They've been in City Hall. They've been focused on providing services to the residents. I want to thank them for their efforts. They're an awesome team, and it's my pleasure to work with them.
All right, next time, man, we're going to give you a whole area on the, on the agenda just so you can do a presentation. All right, going around mayor and council, Sandra Riley, Councilwoman Wiley.
Hello, hang on a second. Hang on. Yes, Mayor, my phone started ringing, sorry. I have several questions I need to ask. Okay. The first is Attorney Jones still on the call?
Yes.
Okay, can he please tell us what the financial or the monetary difference is between a misdemeanor and a felony?
The monetary difference?
Yeah, I know if it goes over a certain amount that it becomes a felony. So what is that amount?
Well, as far as a punishment, typically a misdemeanor fine does not exceed $500.
No, but I mean when you can charge somebody with a misdemeanor or a felony.
It's not based on monetary figures. It's,
okay.
You know, for example, there can be a theft of up to $1,000, which could be a misdemeanor. Anything over 1,000 could be a felony. But
okay, well,
all felonies and misdemeanors aren't categorized just by monetary amounts. It's based on the nature of the charge.
Okay, so basically what I'm hearing you say, so just confirm, you did give me a monetary amount when a misdemeanor turns into a felony, over $1,000, right?
For some cases, yes.
Okay.
Some of them have
All right.
nothing to do with the amount of money.
Okay, all right. Thank you. That was all I wanted from you. I appreciate it. Now I'd like to, is it possible to ask the police chief a couple of questions?
Of course. If he's on the line, I believe he's
Chief
on the line.
Riley?
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hi, Chief Riley. First of all, I want to congratulate you on your promotions.
Oh,
I don't
thank
think we've ever had a promotional ceremony before, and I didn't get an invite, so I'm kind of hurt, but that's okay. What I wanted to ask you is the people who were demoted, do they retain their salaries that they were getting while they were in that position?
No, ma'am. Basically, basically that's what the promotion did. It just corrected something that had been sitting out there for really before I came, because the union, it was pushing back because they should have been what we call our place put in place a while back before I got there. So when the promotions were made, those people that were actually promoted went through the testing. They took over those spots. Those other people went back to their spots simultaneously.
And the money, their money stayed the same. I'm just saying this because somewhere I heard that once you promote someone, you can take the position, you just can't take the money.
Oh, not true, not true. All our positions were acting. See, that's the key. It was acting.
Okay.
Those positions, that's why they had A's on them when you saw them on the chart. The A's were for acting, you know, not assistants, they were for acting. So therefore, they knew they were in an acting position. They knew that that once we got official promotion, that they would go back to their previous rank, and the other people would come up.
Okay, that was it. That was my question when I saw it. But
Yeah,
congratulations to everybody.
Thank you. We didn't lose any money, and Miss, you know, normally, yeah, we do send out something, but it happened. They were trying to happen to get it out the way so fast, and then with COVID, it just something very quick and virtual, and for their families.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir. Okay, I just have one more thing. Since the installation of this administration, I've repeatedly asked for transparency and consistently been thwarted and obstructed in obtaining accurate information or answers. Fast forward 1 year and 4 months later, and I'm still waiting for transparency, whether it is inquiries about access to our building and internet services, to hiring and firing practices that exclude council and violates the city charter, to spending exorbitant amounts of money without council approval, to making arbitrary decisions that impact the city adversely, presenting information after the fact and expecting council to backfill decisions, and the list goes on and on. We are still fighting the same battles for transparency. However, now citizens are informed, some of us are with the mayor, when most of us
Here,
I'm sorry.
we can't hear you, Councilman Watley.
However, now citizens are inferring some sort of collusion with the mayor, when most of the time we don't know what's going on at all. Or we are given half truth or lied to outrightly. or if not that, we're completely ignored.
We can't hear you, Councilwoman Wiley. I know you're talking about me, but we can't hear you.
Well, okay. No, I'm talking about the entire way the administration has been run over the past. And I'm saying that we're not given information or we're completely ignored. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear
We
you, but I think you
send,
just said I instead of we.
well, I meant me, okay? I say we just because that's the way I speak. I can't speak for anybody else but me.
Good.
Okay.
That needs to be put on the record.
It is my contention that this administration is dysfunctional, and this is no way to do business. It seems that acting like things are working right instead of things actually working right is the rule of the day. If we don't address these detrimental issues, then we become complicit in what's going on. My endurance is coming to an end, and I cannot continue to silently watch as this city implodes. And that's the end of my time here.
All right, good. Next, Councilman Chisholm, you want to follow up?
Sure.
Go ahead.
One thing is the library also has hotspots available for checkout. Now it's for 2 weeks of hotspot access. 10 are available, and I guess you actually just follow with the library or the librarian to get more information on that. Also, just with the reports, I know the treasurer speaks of having some lengthy information. I would ask that we have a study session for him to go over all of those different things for council to be at, and of course the public as well, so we can have the set amount of time to really dive into that, ask any questions, and to have some back and forth. Because right now it's cool, but everybody starts to talk about how long they've been in a council meeting. They get tired, people start falling off, and then later down the line they say, oh, I don't remember the city saying that this happened. I don't remember us saying we were in this position. So I think that would be a little bit more healthier for both council and the community to be involved in and listen to and be a little bit more alert. Finally, Mr. Mayor, before we went into communications, I just, because I said I took note, there were two people with their hands up. One was Galaxy A20. I'm not sure if that was a frivolous person coming into the meeting or if that was actually a citizen who hadn't renamed themselves, and Louise EJ. AJ, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. I did see that. Thank you. All right, Reverend Williams, Councilman Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I guess I heard a couple of my counterpartners holler about sitting down and going, and I just heard Councilman Chisholm talk about sitting down and going over various things. I think it's a long time overdue. I know that we got a new treasurer. I know he's been doing a lot of back work, trying to bring up things, but however, we too as a council persons have to be knowledgeable of the operation that you're going through, Mr. Mayor. And I think it's a lot of things. If we come together, see, a divided house gonna always fall, but when we come together, regardless of our differences, we can disagree, but we ain't gotta be disagreeable. And when we come together, okay, and understand a lot of these things, we can be able to accomplish a whole lot within the city. Okay, I don't think you sit back, and since I've been on council, you haven't heard me say nothing. Whatever I got to say, I come to you. Don't understand, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I feel that other people should, when we as representatives got something that should come to you. Now, if you disagree and you fail, then I think that's when I should bring it to the rest of the colleagues. Okay, and then our colleagues, we need to have conversation. Okay, because it's kind of surprising to me that I hear people holler about accountability when I'm looking at all of these other things back over the years have not been accountable. Okay, so it kind of puzzles me, and I don't get into a lot of detail because you know what, we need to do away with all these personal conflicts and start communicating. Okay, now I don't know about the rest of the council how they feel like they feel, but I do know that you indicated to all of us one time in a meeting that your doors was open. Okay, so now if your door's been open, I mean, when you're busy, you're busy. Okay, but the thing about it is, that conversation, we need to come together. I'm anchoring back what Chisholm just said here. We need to get into some study sessions about the budget and the operation of this city. Okay, because you're not the only person held accountable. You see what I'm saying? The council is held accountable also. Okay, and it doesn't make sense that none of us being the blind about what's going on in the city. That's the reason why we didn't get that money. We can't count for that money for the fire engine. That's the reason why they went over there and tore a school down and we didn't get the money, reimbursement. All them different things that you're hearing that people talking about, not only because we didn't make ourselves obtain knowledge of all of these things. It's time that we come together. Because we gonna fall. I don't care who it is. You can be the greatest man in the world, but you're gonna fall if in fact we as a whole group of people don't come together. It's time that we do that. And then, it funs me when I hear people talking about, well, when is the mayor gonna give the state of the city address, when in fact everybody trying to stay alive. You see what I'm saying? When we out here, I'm out here every day. I'm at the senior citizen age now, Mr. Mayor and Council. Okay, but I'm out here every day talking about a hero. I don't consider being a hero, but people out there, senior citizens can't even get food. I have to stand in line and get food and deliver to their house where they can eat and stuff like that. See, it's a whole lot just being a person that just come in and ask questions. Okay, you got to be a doer also. You see, I try to make these things, even though the mayor have things he don't tell me about, but I show up anyway. He is, I'm here. Okay, so I'm just saying this. Okay, and all of you welcome. You want to say something in my newsletter that's going out? My newsletter's going out. I don't strictly stay on no Facebook. Okay, like everybody do Facebook gossip. Okay, I'm putting out a newsletter. And you're welcome to say comments, whatever you want to say. All council. But I'm putting it out in District 1. That's my district. I owe my people in the District 1, okay, comment of progress in that district. Okay. So I'm working on that. I want us to come together. We need to set some meetings and let's have some talk. Okay. Be helpful, not always asking all these powerful questions, why this ain't done, why this ain't done. Let's come together and put all them questions on the table and let's work at them together. Because they can be solved. I guarantee they can be solved. You know what I'm saying? Because whether you know it or not, ain't doing a lot of people just laughing at you. You see what I'm saying? And it's bad. Especially how it is, how we don't like a person. We just talk about them. If they say boo, we talk about them. Come on. Let's come together. Let's do that. Let's set some meetings up. We can set a meeting up. Who's the chair? Who handles the chair? Sister Howard? Don't you handle the chairperson setting up meetings for council? Don't the mayor pro tem been doing that?
If you want me to, yeah, I could. If you want me to.
Well, let's set some meetings up. I'm ready. I roll my sleeves up.
We can always email the city clerk. It's two of us. We can set up a meeting anytime. It has to be two of us to ask for a special meeting. We can do that. We can always do that. You don't have to need me. Just two council people can email Felicia, and she can set up a special meeting.
I'm gonna get with the treasurer. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get with the treasurer tomorrow. Find out to convenience time that he's ready, and I'm going to call every council person, set up a meeting for some workshop where we can talk about this budget. Okay. Because we ain't got long for this year's out.
It's gone.
Well, but something can be saved. You understand what I'm saying? Some things can be saved. And I take my hat off to this treasure here that we have, okay? But nobody wanted to listen about all other times, even before I even got on council meeting. I seen a lot of things that wasn't explained to people. Okay. But so we ain't gonna sit there and allow people in the public to paint a picture that this is what's that word Miss Wiley just used, a dysfunctional council.
All right, Councilman, did you have anything else?
Well, I know you're trying to shut me up, but okay, I'm through.
I'm not trying to shut you up. I just, you've been going, so I'm just asking.
Yeah.
What
I'll get with you.
you paused, so I just asked what you
all I
done.
need to know is from the treasurer if he can contact me tomorrow and let me know what time he can set some meetings up, and I'm gonna contact every council person, and we're gonna set these meetings up. And we're gonna talk about our budget. We're gonna talk about the operation. And I hope that you take back some today that they talk about, because I would no longer be making motions in support on property selling and stuff like that. Your operation got to do their homework. They do their homework. I shouldn't have to table what went down tonight. They should have known that. Should have been in there. It shouldn't even be brought on the table. That's what they talk about accountability. Shouldn't even brought it on the table if you knew it was some deficiencies in it.
Oh Lord.
I mean, we did sold so many properties before the night before Wimberly's name was on it. So let's be clear on that. And this hadn't been brought up. So let's.
But you know what? But you know what?
It's just not just
That's
happening.
what we're gonna get away from, because you know what?
Exactly.
You know
Nobody's brought this up until tonight.
Whether it be a Williams, whether it be a Wembley,
It's been a Williams. Nobody said anything about that. Let's make sure we're on the same page.
Now hold it. Let me say this.
Can we move on?
We're gonna come together and ain't gonna be none of that name.
Want to move on now? I'm defending myself. So we can
No,
move
we're
on.
not gonna do that no more.
For you to move on.
Let's move on.
Mayor.
I hear you, Mayor Pro Tem. I'm sorry.
I mean, if there's a time limit that you can be shut off, just let me know that too.
It's not. You're a council person. It's your floor. Council communication. It's your time.
Well, I'll see the treasurer. I'll get a couple of dates, and I'll contact every council person on here.
Okay.
Okay, we will set their meetings up.
Okay.
Okay, let's start moving forward. Too much garbage getting out in the community don't need to be out there.
Yes, sir. All right, Councilman Shaw.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I just have a couple of things, just a quick announcement about the COVID-19 task force that's led by the TLG, the Legacy Group. They're offering free vaccinations, COVID-19 tests, COVID-19 facility disinfecting. They're doing a lot of good COVID work in the community. So I just want to pass along that information to visit their website at www.tlgmi@com. That's tlgmi.com. So I want you to check out this COVID-19 task force. And also, Mr. Mayor, in the Northeast section, I don't know if code enforcement is, I don't know if they're doing tickets on this, but there are garbage cans that's being left out after hours. So I don't know if that's on the radar for code enforcement. I just want to put that on the radar for them because garbage cans are being left in the street and after the hours when they should be dragged to the back of the house. So if they can keep an eye on that in the Northeast section. Also, police patrol on the streets of Rosewood, Parkwood, and Hazelwood. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
All right, and that's Keno Smith that you're working with, correct? With the
yes, sir. Keep Mr. Keno Smith in the Legacy Group.
Good. That's what we brought to the attention of the council that we're doing the vaccines with, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing a great work in the community. So we just want to make sure that we get that out there to the community.
All right, perfect. All right, Mayor Pro Tem Howard.
Yes. Speaking of code enforcement, I was going to give them a call Friday, complaining about the same thing, that residents are leaving their garbage cans out. I'm 2 and 3 weeks at a time and not bringing them back in. So hopefully we can get that straightened out. I do want to speak on our revenue and expenditure report. I did have some questions, even on the revenue side, but I'm trying to find if VJ, he doesn't have to give me an answer tonight, but I'm looking up under the revenue side and it's giving me dollar amounts and ending balance of June of 2020, And then it's giving me year-to-date and incumbent. So I do want to talk to him about that because I was concerned about these grants and donations that we have in our revenue side that we have not cleared up because it should be zeroed out. So I do have that that I want to speak to him about. And also the other thing that he said about Miss Glover, about she's doing a fine job. I don't think nobody said, it was me basically. So basically he was talking to me. So I'm just want to respond back to him. When I'm speaking, and I thought I made myself clear, when I'm speaking on any position, it's not the person. I don't have a problem with anybody, but I do have a problem with the position. And if I offended her or anybody else, I think I did apologize. But at the same time, I took an oath to protect the city, not a person. But it's not against her. I'm not saying that she's not doing a good job. I don't know, but she's doing something. But all I was saying is the qualifications wasn't there for me. So when we talk about positions, you know, people should understand, you know, what we're doing on our end. It's not necessary we don't like this person or this person. I don't have anything against anyone. And I don't think any council person has any qualms against anything. But if it's something that doesn't feel right, that's our job to speak up. So, you know, going forward, I've always been verbal and I've always spoke my mind, and I'm going to continue to do that. And if I don't see something that's right, I will say something. But I don't want to hear that again because I'm tired of hearing that we offended somebody, where I'm always speaking and I'm not. It's the position. It's not the person. So that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, cool. Just getting into an HR update as it relates to that. The job is actually posted. And, you know, I believe that Rhonda actually had the qualifications and that she is up to par to do the job. She has been doing it in the interim position. There's just been a lot of confusion and around that, you know, her position as a whole and being just put into the position and made to be the HR director, but that was not the case. Deja Rose has continued to work with us just because, again, the position is $48,000 to run our organization in the HR position. And it's not enough money. I came before the council before with Darren Carrington, asked for, you know, that line item to be raised. Of course, we didn't do it at that time, but, you know, we did a whole interview process. We had several people involved and professionals involved, and then a member of council actually involved as well when we hired Ms. Rose, but she left like within 90 days. So when she left, we had an open item, so we needed to get that stuff taken care of. And Rhonda understand, she has a bachelor's degree in business administration. She also has over 20 years of experience in business, period, overall, with contracts negotiations included. She's also in school right now to be to complete her HR degree. So I get, you know, what you don't know, you don't know. However, that information has been shared with all of you before, even now. And I just want to make sure that the community understands that we're not paying two people to do a job. Rhonda just picked up the work and she's, you know, did as much as she possibly can with the support from us at administration. Of course, you know, all the different unions and all of the other administrators. So at any rate, moving right along, just wanted to give you an update for that. So the actual job is posted, but I understand it is still at that level. So, you know, right now, you know, VJ, I know you'll nod your head and say, no, we don't have the money to increase that line item. But at the same time, we need to come together as a council, as we were talking, as Councilman has already said, we need to come together. We are going to come together as it relates to study sessions. We just want to make sure that we have all the information for you so we can present it accurately. So it will be transparent. So we want to make sure that we're staying on that. Now understand that you guys get a monthly report every day, every month from all of the departments. If you're not getting the monthly report, then please let me know. But you get a monthly report from all of our departments, HR included, all the way to PD and so on and so on. Also, we meet twice a month, first and second Mondays, and we meet from 6 to now. do an orientation session, any questions you want to ask, or even before, my door is always open. I would ask with Councilwoman Watley, if you could set aside 15 minutes for me so we can talk, because obviously you're not getting what I'm not communicating right with you. But communication is a two-way street. We got to move forward. We can't keep just throwing daggers at one another and we're not moving the city forward. And that's what it's about, moving the city forward. So at any rate, moving right along, the opening of the Inkster Recreation Complex, I'm going to look at February the 22nd. It's a Monday to actually open, like a soft opening at the Recreation Complex, get all of our social distance stuff in place. In the meantime, we have an organization in our community that used to be the Inkster Vikings and the Inkster Raiders. They have come together to make one organization, which is the Inkster Buccaneers. And I'm so excited about the Inkster Buccaneers, and they're looking for a place to be able to start doing some training. Now, we know that with the executive order for the governor, she's allowed gyms to stay open. But with the rec complex, we use them for the gym, we use the kitchen, we use all, repasses, all other type of stuff, celebrations, birthdays, and all that other stuff. So we didn't necessarily want to open it full-fledged and not be able to service the community. But what I am asking the council, if you oblige me, we will be opening up to the Inkster Buccaneers to start hosting 10 people in the gymnasium to do some training before February the 22nd. So I wanted to make sure, the council is on board, that they understand what's going on. We're trying to get the Inkster Buccaneers to be part of one organization, just like you had the Westland Meteors and you have the Dearborn Heights Redskins. We have the Inkster Buccaneers, and we've been on the Buccaneers side. We've been on the Buccaneers bandwagon before they made it into the Super Bowl. So we're ready to go. The Inkster Bucks.
We're ready to win.
You said that last. You said
they
that
ain't
last.
gonna win. Hey, I told you when the Packers was gonna win. Packers gonna win again.
Yeah. We're looking for a bit. We're looking for a victory for our Bucks, our home Bucks, which is the Inkster Bucks. I ain't talking about Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Kansas City all the way.
All right. So that's that. As it relates to the vaccine, Councilman Shaw has already brought us up to date. However, just like Glenn Anderson said earlier, as it relates to the vaccine, Wayne County is behind with the vaccine because of not having enough supply from Pfizer, moving over to Moderna. So we will be formulating a plan, a strategy to get out vaccines when they come into the city at our senior centers, also too over at our recreation complex. So right now we're just asking you, you're gonna see some signage out to say sign up, go register, make a phone call to register for the vaccine. We're encouraging you to do that. All right, the state of the city. We will be doing the state of the city address on March the 10th. It's a Wednesday at 6 in the evening. I'm really excited about the trajectory of our city and where we're headed. Of course, the pandemic has been what it is, but we're still moving forward. We know there's going to be a virtual thing, so I'm asking that all council members put that onto your date, save the date. Also, too, we'll be doing some pre-recordings and things of that nature. So I want to make sure that if you want something that you want to say, I want it to be all inclusive. So we want to make sure that we have a true community unity effort moving forward. All right, happy Black History Month. I just encourage you all to do what you can, as it relates to celebrating Black history. Of course, you should be doing it every day, but at the same time, the February is Black History Month. So make sure you get over to the library. You heard the librarian, she got some things for you. And February the 20th and 21st, don't forget water filters. Water filters are going to be given away at the Inkster Recreation Complex on February the 20th and 21st. It'll be drive-through, no contact. If you want to volunteer to be able to work with us to give out water filters, just email me at P. Wimberly, that's PWIMBERLY at cityofinkster.com. All right, I believe that's all that I have for you guys.
What's the time limit on February 21st, 22nd? The time?
11 a.m. I'm sorry, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the water filters. Yep. All right, and we're going to be working as much as we possibly can to make sure that we're doing everything we can to the best of our ability. We thank everybody in the administration for continuing to work and work hard. We know you wear multiple hats, so I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Mr. Chair.
City Council, I'm looking forward to continue to work with you. No, again, my door is always open. Just come over, pop up, whatever you need to do. No businesses is not for you. You can jump in at any time you want. We can set something up. So I'm encouraging you to, let's figure that out. All
Mr.
right.
Chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Shaw.
Now, is there flyers that's still going to go out with the water bills for the filters? Because I know it was mentioned that they was going to go out with the water bills. I don't know if they got a chance to do that or is it too late? No.
BJ, you set up. Did you want to speak to that? But I thought that was something that Jerome was handling with DPW in June. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're going to be doing that. They said they were doing it. I'm pretty sure they're going to do it. I didn't see Jerome on here tonight. I know he had been a little under the weather, so I'll make sure we follow up and get your answer, sir. Okay, Councilman Shaw?
Yes, sir. Motion to adjourn.
Well, I thought we had a closed session item or something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Okay.
Mayor, before you do that, that A20, Galaxy A20's hand is raised again. The one that Stephen mentioned was on there before.
Thank
and
you
they
so
didn't,
much.
And they didn't get to them, so I
Yeah,
don't know
that was
who it is, but.
Yeah, that was after I moved along, so we're gonna continue to move along.
And Miss Edie just came back on. Miss AJ came
All
back
right.
on too.
Motion to go into closed session.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there support?
Or
All right, roll call, please.
Councilmember Williams,
Yeah.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Wiley,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
yeah.
Councilman Chisholm. I think he is frozen, he stated. His Zoom is frozen.
Okay.
And Councilwoman Washington had to leave the meeting, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Do we have enough to go into closed
Yep,
session?
you have four yays.
Okay. All right, we're going into closed session. Troy, if you could please, to the general public, we'll be back out to adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Mr. Chisholm, is that you logged in under St. Clements?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna send you into the closed session.
I couldn't get back.
Councilman Chisholm? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's recognize Luis.
All right.
We will do the two. We will do the two for sure. No one else.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. The reason that I asked to speak was because I am with the Friends of the Library, and we are having a book sale. And the book sale, it has been taking place these past few months, and would like for members of the audience, members of the community to know. It's been on Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. If you can come out, we have if it's a hardback book, it's $1. If it's a paperback book, it's 50 cents. If it's a children's book, 25 cents. And if you decide, oh, I really like the books, you can get a bag of books for $5. So please come out for the month of January and February. And if you can do that, thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for the information. We'll definitely be there. All right, let's recognize, I do have the councilwoman from former Councilwoman Mitchell. Looked like she put her hand back up. Let's recognize her as well.
Yes, I have a statement for Councilman Shaw. Councilman, I have sent you an email quite some time ago regarding speeding and reckless driving on Magnolia. However, I have never heard you mention asking the police department to up their patrol on Magnolia between Center and Cherry Hill. It occurs from Center to Cherry Hill, and it leads Parkwood ends at Magnolia. So
Yeah,
would you please add that to your patrolling, because we are really having a very difficult time with people. They're even doing donuts in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I know. Councilman Mitchell. I got you.
Thank
and
you.
We are working on a solution for speed bumps. So it's just just figure it out how we're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, I responded to that survey that you did. So I hope that we can make some move in that direction, because that would help greatly.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
That galaxy went away, Steve. I saw you looking up there.
Yeah.
You didn't. Yeah. Okay.
Motion
to adjourn. Is there support? All right. All in favor say aye. Let's get out of here.
Aye.
All right, guys. Have a good week.
All right, you too, sir.